the team of Tzu Chi volunteers continue to conduct seed distributions to affected Burmese farmers. The Flora Expo aims to actively convey the message of sustainable development and environmental protection. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Lori Chen. Thank you for joining us. In Myanmar, the team of Tzu Chi volunteers continue to conduct Mung bean seed distributions. This time it was in Bago. The event took place at 2 different sites with a total of 1,883 bags of bean seeds distributed. In addition, some villagers also joined in the ranks of volunteers.
Knowing that Tzu Chi is coming to distribute mung bean seeds, villagers wait for the events to begin. Tzu Chi entrusted the supplier with the task of selecting the highest quality mung beans. Volunteers set out from Yangon in the early morning to come to Bago. The bags, which have Tzu Chi's logo, are also printed with 3 Jinzi aphorisms in Burmese, hoping to inspire the cycle of goodness.
Since the charity group from Taiwan makes time to come help us, I also contribute my little effort to help out at the charity event.
The village is one of the mung bean seed distribution sites in Bago. 651 affected households from 11 different villages gathered here to receive help. Villagers were led by the village chief to help Tzu Chi decorate the venue. They also joined the volunteers to unload more than 1,000 bags of bean seeds from the truck.
Since people from other places have come to help our village, as part of the village, I should do my share to help out.
Tzu
Chi volunteers also feel the mutual love of each other. We saw their smiles and seed of hope have already been planted in the village. In fact, we feel that our dedication is meaningful and valuable.
Tzu Chi volunteers entered the rural village to conduct mung bean seed distribution for 5 consecutive days. With Tzu Chi's continuous care, the cycle of love will spread throughout the community.
In our next report, we will meet a leukemia patient and the stem cell donor who saved his life. A 25-year-old was diagnosed with leukemia when he was only 13 years old. When he turned 17, he had a relapse and needed to undergo a stem cell transplant. Fortunately, through the Buddhist Tzu Chi Stem Cell Center, he found a matching donor and the transplant was a success.
Among the members of the bullfighting team formed by leukemia patients, Du Zhenjia is the youngest and thinnest.
He came to care for me after he underwent his transplantation. When I was in the transplantation room, he was too noisy and therefore I did not want to pick up his phone calls.
Do I talk well? They think too highly of me. When we play basketball, we invite bored people to spend some time together.
After undergoing transplantation, he overcame his side effects and kept eating. He was able to recover and move out of the ICU in a short time, creating a miracle in the eyes of other patients.
Both of us were really surprised to learn about when he left the ICU. We stayed in there for more than a month, but he moved out of the ICU in more than 2 weeks. I do not know how he can eat so much.
Du was diagnosed with leukemia at age 13 and then relapsed when he was 17. Going in and out of the hospital, he relied on his mother to care for him. To care for him, his mother switched her job to being a street vendor.
This is for the elderly to peel the watermelon seeds. Your tooth might cost thousands of dollars, but this one is only $3.
Du Zhenjia is able to talk well due to his mother's influence. His mother also guided him to learn Buddhist teachings.
It is all due to cause and effects. We cannot blame anyone. Since we reap what we sow, we should keep doing good deeds. I like to encourage people to change the Buddha's name. It is good for people, as you will be able to get a lot of help from people. He is an example.
Suffering from leukemia since he was young, he knows it's due to cause and effect, and therefore he never complained.
I often chant the Sutra of the Earth Treasury. It says that if you are diagnosed with serious illness, it is due to karma.
When I made the donation, I was reading the Buddhist Sutra. I'm a Buddhist, therefore I was reading a Buddhist Sutra.
During the process of donating stem cells, the donor Lu Junhan not only read the Buddhist Sutra more diligently, he also quit smoking and adopted a vegetarian diet.
After I decided to donate my stem cells, I quit smoking. Then 2 weeks before I made the donation, I started to adopt a meatless diet.
Lu did not hesitate much before deciding to donate his stem cells. However, a month before he made the donation, his father suddenly passed away.
I was even more determined to make the donation because my relative has just passed away.
His father's death made him more determined to save lives. As a father of 2 children, when he received this card, he was deeply touched.
From his handwriting, I figured that he is a child. I was really happy to see this card. It allows me to know that his transplant was a success. I'm glad that I made a donation. It is good that the child has written a card to me. It is good that he was given a second chance at life.
Zheng Jia has now grown up and matured. Not only does he volunteer at various places, he also cares for other leukemia patients, creating a cycle of goodness.
When I go and care for children, if I think it is suitable, I will tell him that he can chant the Buddha's name.
After several years have passed, when I look back, I feel that I've done the right thing. It is good that I made the donation.
Staying on the topic of donors and recipients, behind each diagnosis, treatment, and transplant, there are also a group of supporting individuals in the background. These ranges from family members to medical staff and volunteers. The Buddhist Tzu Chi Stem Cell Center currently depends upon more than 10,000 volunteers in their everyday operations. Their love and compassion toward each patient makes the whole process that much smoother.
It's not yet 7 o'clock in the morning. The kitchen is full of medicinal herbs and sesame oil aroma. Senior volunteer Yang Suzu uses special materials such as scutellaria, cinnamon, angelica, etc. to make this hearty vegetarian soup to replenish the body.
When they receive a message, they'll tell me about a week in advance, or at least 3 to 4 days, and if everything's okay, I'll soak a medicine pack the night before and then boil it for about half a day.
Fresh ingredients are added such as yam and corn. After cooking the soup, noodles are then added. It takes 1 day and night to produce this hearty soup.
这里面有山药啦，有那个莲子啊。
Every time I cook this, I give a little blessing and say, Bodhisattva, I don't know you, but I know that you want to save someone today. I made the soup and I have a good relationship with you, as I wish you good health. I want to thank you for saving people. And then I bow 3 times and wished him safety and health.
At present, the donation process typically uses peripheral blood stem cell, which is just like giving blood. Before the donation, there is no need to eat very nutritious food. The volunteers make a hearty soup to express their gratitude to the donor. As long as you are willing, maybe you, maybe me, have the opportunity to be a donor. Volunteers carry the sign and take to the streets to promote the bone marrow donation drive, telling everyone about the concepts of donating marrow. After an explanation, if they are willing, a donation card is filled in, with Tzu Chi volunteers accompanying them the entire way. In October 1993, Tzu Chi held the first hematopoeic stem cell donor blood test in Zhanghua's Baguasan, beginning the stem cell database and potential pairings. However, the public might not have been ready for this, as a number of internet rumors began to surface, leading to a deep misunderstanding within the public. After a great deal of effort, more and more people responded.
I think that there was something that was said that intentionally scared people and made them afraid to make such a donation.
A lot of things said on the internet are actually misunderstandings. Many people have explained this matter very clearly, and I don't think there's any doubt about it. I simply think Tzu Chi is the only institution capable of doing this. If there's a way to save the person's life, it's a very good thing. I don't think we should think too much about it.
The donation process needs two strangers to come together. It's not easy to find donors. Volunteers have become a bridge between the two parties in the donation process. On June 22, 1994, the Bone Marrow Donation Volunteer Group was established. More than 100,000 people are mobilized each year into the community to serve this duty. Moreover, volunteers must undergo education to work with this bone marrow database, even receiving advanced certification and lecturer certification.
The bone marrow donation monthly meeting is the most important time to learn because every case is different. Everyone discusses each other's experience and how to improve. Every year there are courses offered for different stages. This is how we learn, and the center will even send some lecturers to instruct us.
Till now, Buddhist Tzu Chi Stem Cell Center has 239 certified lecturers, more than 10,000 certified volunteers. As soon as a notice of a successful match is announced, they spring into action. However, finding the potential donor is more difficult than expected because of changes in contact methods or people simply moving or changing addresses.
After the passage of Personal Information Protection Act, this work has become more difficult for our volunteers. If we can't contact them, we'll inform the center. Also, when volunteers consult potential donors when given a blood sample, we ask permission to use government resources to contact them if their contact information has changed.
In general, it takes an average of 3 months to complete the whole bone marrow stem cell transplant process. There are some exceptions, as the Tzu Chi Stem Cell Center did complete an urgent case in just 7 days.
I immediately initiated this urgent case and immediately went to our database to confirm the list of preliminary matches. The list will be sent to the volunteers immediately. Only our senior volunteers could handle this case because we couldn't fail.
As long as there's love, courage naturally arises. To save people, we can overcome as there is joy in helping others. Every volunteer who participates ultimately are doing their best to save lives.
There are many touching stories from the stem cell donors gathering event that recently took place in Tainan. All the donors share each of their matching stories, ranging from a daughter fulfilling her father's lifelong dream to matching with an overseas Vietnam leukemia patient.
Xu Jiazhen, who plays pipa on stage, graduated from the music department of the Tainan University of Technology. She donates stem cells to a patient in need because her father is too old to make such a donation. The successful match has fulfilled her father's dream.
My only expectation for my child is to do something that touches others once in a lifetime.
Li Wenhai from Vietnam burst out into tears when expressing his gratitude to the donor who saved his brother's life from leukemia.
He said that he hopes his brother can recover well so that one day he can come to Taiwan to meet his lifesaver.
This pair of sisters also have longed to become bone marrow donors for a long time.
My father was also a leukemia patient, but he didn't find a successful match donor. All it takes is 10 cc of blood, and there will be one more chance for the patient.
Hong Yuqing, who is pregnant, invited her husband to join the registry.
I wanted to be a donor, but I have anemia, so I asked my husband to come to register instead.
The husband helped his wife to fulfill her dream to save leukemia patients. All of them hope that their actions could inspire more people to join and give hope to patients in need.
The The 2018 Taichung World Flora Expo is officially running in full force. This year, the main objective is to remind everyone the importance of environmental protection, touching on subjects such as reducing our carbon footprints, energy conservation, recycling efforts, and eco-friendly lifestyle choices.
We can expect to see more extreme weather with climate change. The heat waves, wildfires, and heavy rainfall events of recent months all over the world underscore these warnings.
It's not going to be easy, and it will not be immediate, but it must be done.
We begin with food and clothing and include carbon emission from buildings and from life and transportation, as this should be a comprehensive analysis.
Climate change has occurred, and to limit the impact on the environment, our lifestyles will also need to change.
We're now coming to the Sustainable Homeland exhibition. So 90% of the building materials here are recycled and reused. A family of 4 people living here can be fully self-sufficient.
Just a little bit of land around us here can support all of our needs. We don't need to travel far to buy any special ingredients to eat.
This interactive farming method means one can plant vegetables, flowers, and grass. Also, the smart energy-saving house uses solar power to generate electricity. The walls are made up of discarded straw. It uses traditional wisdom combined with contemporary technology to become the first sustainable building in Taiwan.
它使用的建材呢，都是就地取材的。看我们台湾有什么样的，比如说周边有什么样的土质啊，或者是有什么样的稻杆，我们就来把它做成一个建材哈。
The Taichung Flora Expo spans the winter and summer. It doesn't have heating or air conditioning. How it can work, many find this incredible, but to experience it, one must visit in person.
The building itself is an example of carbon sequestration. It takes a lot of carbon from the atmosphere and transfers it into these walls, as it is a carbon-neutral building.
I'm waiting for the flowers to open up. Yes, that's nice.
700 mechanical flowers open and close, depending upon the time of day. And then there is the video of music accompanying the blossoming of flowers.
We may have lost the ability to listen to nature because of our busy life. Through the Flora Expo, everyone can listen to the sound of flowers.
The 3 letters in GNP represent the theme, green, nature, and people. Each topic is represented by a different area. Waipu features domestic agriculture, such as highlighting the fact that Taiwan is known as the Orchid Kingdom. Having this international stage is something that local flower producers are very much looking forward to.
I hope to show our best and most beautiful orchids in Taiwan to people all over the world.
We discovered the existence of the leopard cat, so we made major adjustments to the Flora Expo.
Conserving a Category 1 endangered animal, the leopard cat, was a priority, as a major change took place and the Holy Forest Park retained a large number of original tree species.
Our philosophy is that we can only optimize the area without destroying anything.
The Fengyuan Huludun Park has a stream running through it, which was once used as irrigation water for the early agricultural society. Now it is a gorgeous location with many flowers, as the arrival of the Flora Expo in Taichung is an aesthetic movement to stimulate and revive the city to the beauty of nature.
Staying at the Flora Expo, Tzu Chi's humanitarian EcoTech Pavilion provides a variety of interactive educational installations. There's also a specially designed app where one is able to choose from 7 different foreign languages to guide you through the exhibition.
DaAi Humanitarian EcoTech Pavilion at the Taichung World Flora Exposition invited a team of translators to station at the venue. There's also an app that provides guides in multiple languages. After scanning the QR code with your phone, you can select language preferences from Chinese, English, Japanese, Korean, Spanish, Thai, and Cantonese. The interactive installations emphasize environmental protection concepts. Riding a bicycle helps to stay fit and decrease carbon emission. You can adjust the speed to your preference.
Everyone should participate in diminishing carbon emissions to save the Earth.
The journey of recycling and reusing PET bottles presented the essential ideology of DaAi Tech. Visitors who are interested in joining can find the Tzu Chi liaison office in their neighborhood.
Once you enter your address, you can immediately find a link to Tzu Chi liaison offices near you. No matter which country you are in, we welcome everyone to join us.
The DaAi Humanitarian EcoTech Pavilion is a highlight at the exposition because it presents an eco-friendly lifestyle.
The 2018 Parliament of the World's Religions is taking place in Toronto, Canada for a total of 8 days. During the opening ceremony, a 5-minute teaching from Dharma Master Zhen Yan was broadcasted to all the attendees. It was a grand gesture in sharing Tzu Chi's missions and how great love transcends all borders.
宏观天下，每一天呐、都在传灾难，实在是很令人感觉人生无常。这一回，印尼呢那样的大灾难已经呢全球慈济系统有30几个国家动员起来。
5 minutes of the teachings from Dharma Master Zhen Yan was broadcasted at the opening ceremony of the 2018 Parliament of the World's Religions, Toronto. The theme surrounded Tzu Chi's disaster relief efforts in Indonesia over the years and how a Buddhist organization has worked in harmony within a predominantly Muslim country.
雅加达有这样的一个村落啦，普遍都是穷，慈济人也同样花大心。 要进入为他们重建，但是呢，没有那么简单呐。
我们偷偷进去那个村的时候
When we went there to provide aid, we were given the cold shoulder. Despite that, we proceeded with our work. Later, in this densely populated community, we helped rebuild nearly 400 houses. Yet, we've inspired more than 5,000 people to become our donating members. See how we've inspired other residents to give? Master says that when something's right, we should just do it. It never comes to our minds what we can get by helping rebuild their homes. We give without asking for anything in return.
Master Zheng Yan's work is well known around the world. Tzu Chi Compassionate Relief is one of the most respected organizations in the world because they spread compassion to the neediest people in disaster areas in their time of greatest need. Because of this great compassion, the people and the governments around the world welcome them.
Her message to the humanity was wonderful actually. We are living in the time there is a need of love and care. Not only the humanity, but also the environment.
At the 2018 Parliament of the World's Religions, religious representatives from various countries and regions each shared on stage. As for the Tibetan spiritual leader, the Dalai Lama, who was unable to physically attend, conveyed a strong message by video.
All religious traditions carry the same message of love.
Great love within our hearts while we walk the path of righteousness. All religions unite doing good deeds for humanity.
不分宗教，不分国际种族，大家都可以呢，互相的共荣，互相的众善共行。
The Tzu Chi Academy in Malaysia will be putting on a music adaptation of the Sutra of Profound Gratitude to our parents at the end of the year. Volunteers especially made a bilingual booklet in both Mandarin and English. They hope through this booklet the true meaning of filial piety can be conveyed. Thank you and see you next time.